You guys ready to back bend? Yeah? Okay. All right, we're going to start standing just to bring the energy back into the room. Hands, the heart center. Close the eyes. My name is Raquel, and I'm with Mind Body Access. Today, we will be working on our back bends. So we're going to be opening our hearts. That's the theme of the Dharma Yoga Wheel, is opening hearts one wheel at a time. So you guys will feel great expansion. Release all the dense energy in the chest to allow love and unconditional compassion move through the body. Taking this moment right now to offer your practice up. Dedicating your practice to someone that may need some energy. You could even dedicate it to the whole world, sending your love out everywhere. Expanding the energy out to all beings everywhere. May they be happy and free. And open the eyes. We're going to start with standing poses today with the heart, expanding it open. When we share love is when we actually feel love. We never need love from anything outside of ourselves. You don't need it from your friends. You don't need it from your family. You don't need it from a significant other. You have to find the source from within. So by finding the source from within, you could always share it in abundance with everyone. If you're always looking for it outside of yourself, right, you're always going to be grasping for it, right? Not even realizing you had it all along, right? So when you feel love, the most is when you're actually sharing it, right? So when you give love to somebody, that's when you feel it vibrates through the whole body, right? It shimmies everything, then you feel good, right? When someone doesn't accept your love sometimes, then you get angry and closed, right? But the goal is to stay open no matter what. Even when someone is closed, keep giving them love, because maybe it means they're just suffering and they're not able to open, right? Maybe it just means that for whatever reason they're closed off and you just have to bring to the table so much more love. So by opening this heart chakra, right, we're learning to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is strength. We learn in society sometimes vulnerability is weakness, but it's actually strength, right? So like fighters, martial artists, right, they're always learning to defend themselves, right? Yogis, we're always learning to expand ourselves. Through expansion, a lot of people get scared, but for us, when we expand, we love more, we love deeper, we love stronger, right? So even though there's daggers being thrown at our heart, we could still go, okay, I still love you, right? That's a really good place to be in this world. But it's finding your own source of happiness, finding your own source of love. So remember, when you feel love, right, is when you're giving it, that's when you feel it the most. So we're going to work on that today. We're going to open the hearts. So grab the wheel. Bring the legs together. Thumbs are on the outside, fingers are on the in. We're going to breathe in, reach all the way up. Arms are by the ears. Squeeze the arms next to the ears and chin is down toward the chest. Take a deep breath in, pull the navel in, squeeze the tush. Breathe in, lengthen, and exhale, arch back. Chin to the chest. Keep looking down. Again, breathe in. Arms behind the ears. One more inhale, lengthen. And now lift the chin slightly, push the hips forward, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, lengthen, exhale back. And break the pose, bring the wheel down. So with every proper back bend, we need to do a forward fold. So bring the toes inside, inhale, lengthen, exhale, forward fold. So we want to create space in the vertebrae. That's what we do when we're forward folding. Almost like a straw, right? One of those stretchy straws. We have to stretch it first before we bend it. So that's what we're doing here. We're focusing on stretching the spine, opening the back. And breaking the pose, coming up. So now from here, we're gonna sit on our heels, coming back down to the floor. And the first back bend that we're gonna work on has to focus mostly on the hips. So we're gonna bring the wheel right underneath the tush, sitting down. This is camel pose variation. Bring the hands on the soles of the feet, squeeze the shoulders together, lift the chest, arch back. Just allow the energy to come in. Maybe walk the hands even further back behind you. If you're already flexible, you may need a little more of a stretch. I like to hold back bends for 5 to 10 breaths. For beginners, this pose will be super intense sometimes. You may feel nauseous, dizzy, lightheaded. A lot of the blood is rushing back. So if you feel this way, go right into child's pose. Go into child's pose. Extend the arms in front of you. And breaking. Go into child's pose. Bring the hands in front of you. You can use the wheel or not use the wheel, your choice. Kristen, put your hands on the wheel. You could even share the wheel. Rocking back and forth. And coming all the way back up. Feeling ready for some more back bends? So the next pose is Urdhva Dhanurasana. It's a full back bend. A lot of people can't get this pose because their wrists are too tight or because they can't push up off the ground. So where the wheel is good and how it benefits everyone is when you bring the wheel on the ground, right? Walk the feet out in front of you. Bring the hands right underneath your shoulders, just like this, right? So this is for beginners. They may stay right here. If you're a little more advanced, lift the heels up, thighs are in, and then just try to push up. You're already halfway there. Right? It feels like it's too much. The wheel's right here. Okay? So go back. Heels are away from the seat and just push into the ground. Maybe you're here, that's fine. And you come right back down. But eventually you'll come in. Okay, so go ahead. Try the pose. And when your hands are back, make sure the elbows are in toward the face. Fingers are facing the wheel. Your knees are hips distance apart, maybe a little wider. Toes are forward. Watch your hair. And slowly try to push up off the ground. Up, runaway wheel. Okay. Now if you want, you could go into Chakrasana. Elise is going to go into that pose. Everyone else could come out. Elise will demonstrate that pose gracefully. So you grab the wheel on the other side. You could either go into what we just did, or we're going to go into this. We're going to grab the wheel. Elbows are on the floor. You're going to push into the ground. Lift the hips all the way up. And lift the head off the ground. Walk the feet in. There you go. Can you kick over to the other side and use the wheel maybe? Yep, this is very advanced. There you go. And now go back to the other side. Now if you can, you bring one foot on the wheel. Yep, and then use that to propel you to the other side. Ooh, fancy. I'm going to use this as a block. Yep, you got it?
Come on.
Okay, ready? I got it. There you go. My partner makes that look very easy when he does it. That's very advanced, like I said. It's not for everyone. Just try a basic back bend if that's where you're at. This is just throwing out something, a curveball for everyone. So go ahead one more time. Go into Urdhva Dhanurasana. And maybe if you're in the full wheel, you could bring the top of the foot to the wheel. Who knows? And I'll show you that too. The top of the foot to the wheel.
Oh, okay. Mais je t'attends.
There it is. Yeah.
C'est difficile des fois, tu sais.
And breaking the pose. There's something uneven here, I think. So if you're at home and you're practicing, make sure your hair is tied up. I'm a bad demonstrator, but I know how to maneuver my hair so it doesn't get in the wheel. I've been doing this 4 years. Right, but in the beginning, just make sure your hair is tied up. And for all you men that have man buns, which you do not have, right, keep it in the man bun. Don't take it out. Okay, so let's stretch the sides of the body. This really helps with back bends, actually. So what we're gonna do, this is a great one for TV. We're gonna turn facing forward, and we're gonna bring the elbow on the wheel, just like this. Hand underneath the head, knees are bent, and you're gonna sink the right rib cage down toward the floor. Yeah. Very relaxed pose. I call this pose Titanic. Right? If you saw that movie, you know why. When she's on the couch. Or if you ever saw Seinfeld, there's George Costanza on the couch. I used to have that poster. All right, move the wheel more toward the elbow and sink it down just a little more. You should feel it. Everyone feels that in the shoulder? And let's go to the other side. So opening the sides of the body is important, I think, before back bends through my experience. It's not a rule. But for me, I like to open the sides because then it feels like opening the front becomes a lot easier. So through your intuition, you'll find what works for you to help open you up. The best thing about the wheel is that it prepares you for these back bends when you do it on your own. All you need is 5 minutes and you're warmed up. Bring it on the elbow a little more. I know a lot of yoga teachers, because they don't have time to practice, they use the wheel for 5 minutes right before class so they're nice and loose and warmed up. So same thing if you go to the gym, if you're about to go running or after running, you can use this as a pre-workout and a post-workout prop as well. And coming back up. So now from here, full pigeon. You're gonna go on the knees, tops of the feet down. Heart opener. We're gonna hold this for 10 breaths, okay? The first one, we're gonna go here. Second one, we're gonna bring the hands here. And the third one we do here. And the fourth time we do this, we're gonna grab the wheel. Go here, full pose. So we're gonna do this pose 4 times. The last one, we're gonna hold it for 10 breaths. We're gonna work up to it. Okay, so first one, bring the wheel right underneath the sacrum. Take a deep breath in and arch back. Go into the wheel. Bring the arms out to the side, palms face up. Getting used to the wheel, used to the back bend. Open the heart. Heart is opening, chest is opening. Energy coming in. Breaking the pose, come up. Thunderbolt position. Close the eyes, just stay here. Take a deep breath in. Sigh, let it all go. And the second set, going back into the wheel. Feet are outside of the wheel. Make sure they're not in the center. Don't roll over the toes, it hurts. And And go ahead, go back. This time the hands in prayer over the head or on the chest, your choice. So remember, back bends are actually a front stretch. You're stretching the front of the body, you're stretching the chest, the abdomen, the rib cage, your intercostal muscles, even your hip flexors. So the whole front side of your body, bring your energy there. And break the pose. Again, take 2 breaths here. 1 more. Final set, go ahead. We're gonna grab the wheel this time, or you could bring the thumbs underneath the chin and go back. Breathing slowly into the chest. Flexibility starts and ends in the mind. Find in the mind where the tension is and breathe into that space. If there's any disconnection, shed light there. Breaking the pose. That was less than 10 breaths. But when you're at home, you're going to hold it for 10 breaths. Right, so going back and forth, right, could be intense. The last one, I tend to like to go forward. So again, grab the wheel, bring it out like a car, like you're driving. Sit down and roll to the right. Crashing into me. And roll to the left. And coming back up. Bring the wheel out in front of you. Bring the hands on the wheel. Just rest here. Bring the hands on your lips. Vulnerability is about speaking your truth. Truth is love. Telling truth to yourself first and foremost. And then you tell the truth to the world. Vulnerability is strength. And remember, you feel love most when you're giving it. Be the source of love. Teach others how to love by being in love with yourself. Bring the hands to the center of the chest. Bring the right hand on the heart, left hand on your belly. And just give yourself some loving energy. Hugging your heart. Now rub your hands together. And bring your hands on your face and say, I love my beautiful face. Bring your hands on your heart. I love my beautiful heart. And now rub the body and say, I love my beautiful body. Heart mudra. Thank you guys for sharing practice.